Welcome to Pitstop, guys. So here we have two 7-seater MPVs, I should say. It can be called as an SUV, but I would call it as an MPV. I would, because that's how I would like to call the cars. Both the cars, the Citroen C3 Aircross is a 7-seater, 5 plus 2-seater configuration. Even the Ertiga, India's favorite MPV, this is the ZXi Plus automatic variant, the top variant. This is also a 5 plus 2 7-seater configuration, or you can call it as a 7-seater as well. So we are going to do a very quick comparison of these two cars. So in both these cars, the C3 Aircross actually gets a little bit of SUV stance in terms of the front design and all. But here you get more like, a soft MPV sort of a design. You don't get LED DRLs, you get a projector setup for the headlamps, and then you get the fog lamps. Here you get LED DRLs, but it's a complete halogen unit, no projector setup. 200 mm of ground clearance and 180 mm of ground clearance for both these cars. Okay, so when it comes to the side profile of both these cars, it's evident that the Ertiga is actually a longer car because it's almost 4.4 meters in length, and this is actually almost 75 mm shorter than the Ertiga in terms of overall length. Even in terms of wheelbase, Ertiga has got higher wheelbase, and the Citroen C3 only gets 2671 mm or something. And the major difference comes in terms of the wheel size. So with FUV stands and with almost overall our SUVs look in terms of the side profile as well, the C3 Aircross actually gets 215 session tires with 17-inch wheels, while the Ertiga, a soft MPV sort of a design, and in terms of it's definitely a soft MPV. So that's why Maruti has given that wheel size as just 15 inches. It gets 15-inch alloy wheels. And the overall wheel size, the section width is actually 185 if I'm not wrong. Yes, 185 section tires with 15-inch wheels is what the Ertiga gets. And in terms of premiumness, I would say that both cars are looking pretty premium. But one thing is evident is that the old school type door handles, which is a cost-cutting element, which is evident in the Citroen C3, and here you get modern type of door handles. So these are the two differences, except you get turn indicators on the side mirrors as well. So this is how you compare the side profile of these two cars. So it's a tough job to compare the rear design of these two cars, because both these cars are looking pretty nice in terms of my view, because the Ertiga is a familiar design. It looks pretty neat. When it comes to the new C3 Aircross, this is my favorite element. The sharp tail lights is looking superb. And it gets a sort of a tall design as well. It gets spoilers, both gets wipers, defoggers, and everything you could ask for. Surprisingly, the Ertiga gets only 210 liters of boot space with the third row seats up. But I'm not sure if I can open this up. Maybe the bags should not fall. Oh my god, sorry. So they have actually loaded the car with utmost luggage because they are actually traveling. And okay, so let me try to close the boot. Okay, so it gets only 210 liters of boot space with the third row seats up, but they have loaded maximum bags. I'm not sure if these many bags can be loaded in the Citroen C3, because it gets even more smaller boot with the third row seats up. But one first-in segment feature is that you can actually remove the third row seats completely and take it out. That means you will get up to 511 liters of spacious boot if you remove the seats. And of course, the Ertiga also gets a spacious boot if you fold down the third row seats. But it's not completely removable, it's only foldable. So in terms of the first row of the C3 Aircross, it feels pretty spacious. There are no major complaints, but a few things I would like to mention is that because of the cheap plastics and the cost-cutting elements which is evident here, if you take a look, it doesn't look as plush and as premium as the Ertiga. That's the major difference. But apart from that, it gets the tech as well. It gets the 10.2-inch screen. It gets a small color screen for the instrument cluster, and everything else looks nice and free. Especially the seats and the seating position all looks pretty nice. Let's take a look at the Ertiga's first row. So in terms of the first row of the Ertiga, it feels a little bit more premium in terms of the quality of the materials as well as the space and all, as well as the design as well. But major difference is that you get a smaller screen when it comes to the infotainment system, and also the instrument cluster is completely analog and it's not digital at all. So that makes the major difference if you ask me. And the seating position and everything feels nice, but the Ertiga feels a little bit more premium than the C3 Aircross. So the second row of the C3 Aircross, good legroom, good headroom I would say, but the roof mounted AC vents feels like it eats up a bit of space. And sitting 3 people or carrying 3 people here will be a little bit of constraint because you get this center tunnel here. That means that it eats up a bit of space. And apart from that, coast-cutting elements are pretty evident here. This is the side window controls, which is kept right here, just like the C3 hatchback. They could have kept it on the door patch, which would have made it more premium. And the C3 Aircross doesn't come with a handrest in the 7-seater variant. Only if you choose a 5-seater variant, it comes with a handrest. That's the major difference here. So that's it about the second row of the Citroen C3 Aircross. So in terms of the second row of both these cars, it's pretty much similar, but definitely we have to agree that the Ertiga gets more space in terms of legroom as well as headroom. Similarity is that both gets 60-40 split seats and the roof-mounted AC vents as well. That's the major similarity if you ask me. But apart from that, it's a nice place to be inside the Ertiga, I should say, especially because of the flat floor. 3 people can comfortably sit in the Ertiga, I would say, rather than, there is a little bit of space constraint when it comes to carrying 3 people at the second row of the C3 Aircross. So this much space you get in the third row of the C3 Aircross actually. You get one touch tumble seat for the second row to get access to the third row. And apart from that, I would suggest this space only for shorter distances or else for children, because adults cannot sit here for longer time. That's my take about because both cars offer you similar space in terms of headroom or in terms of legroom or in terms of seating, upright seating position. So that doesn't make a difference at all. So only for short distances, I would suggest the third row in both the Ertiga as well as the C3 Aircross is what my take. In C3 Aircross, you get 2 cup holders and two USB charging ports as well. So in terms of the third row space, first thing is that there is no one-touch tumble option for the second row seats to be folded, and this gets the almost similar kind of space when it comes to C3 Aircross as well. So both cars gives you an upright seating position for the third row, and there is a bit of constraint for the headroom, and it doesn't fit for adults, I would say, but for kids, and it can be called as a 5+2 seater. So in that way, both cars offer similar legroom, similar headroom, and similar seating position for the third row seats. And the Ertiga gets a 12-volt charging socket and 2 cup holders on both sides. So this is how you compare the third row of both these cars. So in terms of the spec comparison, in terms of the engine side, I would say that the Ertiga gets a 1.5 liter normal naturally aspirated petrol engine, which offers you 101 bhp of maximum power and 136 Newton meters of torque, while the C3 gives you a 1.2 liter turbo petrol engine, which makes 110 bhp of maximum power and 190 Newton meters of torque. And there is only one gearbox option for the C3 Aircross, which is a 6-speed manual, while the Ertiga is available in manual as well as automatic gearbox option. So that makes the major difference here. But even though the C3 is even more powerful and even more torquier as well, what I would like to say is that the Ertiga actually gets more cc, because it gets 300 cc additional to match the power and torque figures of the Citroen C3 is what I would like to call. And this is also available in automatic version, and unfortunately this is not available in the automatic variant. We can compare the prices of both these cars. So this top variant of the Citroen C3 Aircross will cost you 12.76 lakhs at showroom, and the ZXA Plus automatic variant of the Ertiga will cost you 13,08,000 rupees. So that means there is hardly a difference of 30,000 rupees when you compare the top variants of both these cars. Remember that this is available in the automatic variant for this particular pricing, and this is only available in the manual variant. So that makes the major difference if you ask me. So if you consider value for money, and if you are okay with an MPV feel, and if you want a little bit of more comfort, and if you want a soft MPV, then definitely you can choose Ertiga for the value for money feel or for the plush feel. But if you want a more peppy driving feel, you can choose the turbo C3 Aircross, which will be available at 12.76 lakhs, and it will give you a more SUV stance as well, while the Ertiga looks majorly like an MPV. So that's my take on both these cars. Peppy engine, SUV stance, you can go for the C3. Soft MPV and more efficient engine, you can go for the Ertiga, and value for money as well. So that's my take on both these cars. Hope you guys enjoyed this short comparison video. Please do subscribe to our channel and also hit the bell icon so that you will get all the notifications. Thank you so much.